All right, good evening, everybody. It is 7 o'clock, and I would like to call this meeting of the Township Board to order. Could everyone please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, at this time, could we have a roll call and establish a quorum, please?
Supervisor Savage,
Present.
Trustee Zerba,
Here.
Trustee Moreno,
Here.
Trustee Sol, present. Trustee Friel.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. We will begin. At this time, it is time for public comment, and during this time, residents have the opportunity to speak. Comments should be directed to the supervisor. We ask that your comments be kept to 3 minutes and address Downers Grove Township issues. Please refrain from profanity or personal attacks directed at individuals and be respectful of all residents. We remind you that this is public comment, is not a Q&A session. Thank you. And we have Susan Steinmiller signed up to speak in public comment.
Good evening. I'm here as a representative of the village of Westmont, and we would like to extend our invitation to this body to come to Westmont and have a meeting there, because we are part of the township of Downers Grove, and that's what our recommendation is. So please consider it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to make a public comment?
You have to be signed up first?
No. That's why I asked if anybody else would, but please come to the mic.
I'm new to this, it's only my second meeting, but I know you guys are also new to this, so I just wanted to get some.
You speak into the mic and state your name, please.
My name is Rosemary George. I was saying that this is only my second meeting, but I know you guys are new too, so I just wanted to get some understanding, because I saw the agenda that came out, and it listed some resolutions, and I was kind of taken aback because I saw that there's a resolution to approve some committees, and then there's a resolution to do an assessment of what the community thinks should be addressed, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Why are they establishing committees before they've even done an assessment? So I guess my comment is I hope that this board is going to be a little bit more transparent in terms of where ideas are coming from, how they're being implemented, how the community is engaged in that process, because all of a sudden I just see these things are listed on the agenda. I see a firm is selected. Maybe it's my ignorance, but I don't know what the RFP process is or how that particular firm, I looked it up and it said it's a real estate firm, and I'm like, why are they doing a community survey? Why not social services, someone with social service survey experience. So anyway, I'm making a plea for more transparency for now that we have a different board that's hopefully got a more open perspective and more willing to engage the community. That's my comment.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to make a public comment? Okay. At this time, we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting from June 2025 as presented. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, Carol so moved and Rick Friel seconded. Is there any discussion? Could I have a roll call, please?
Supervisor Savage,
Yes?
Trustee Zerba,
Yes.
Trustee Moreno,
Yes.
Trustee Sol,
Yes.
Trustee Friel.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we will move on to entertain a motion to approve the trustee audit and approval of bills and claims as presented. Is there a motion?
I will move to approve the trustee audit and approval of bills as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Carol so moved and Kevin Zerba seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Okay, the motion passes. All right, we will move on to the supervisor's report. And for the supervisor's report today, we have a presentation on general assistance and what we do for general assistance from our general assistance coordinator, Dorothy Tapper.
Hello, I'm just going to push this to the front of the room. I apologize if you want to see the screen, you're going to have to switch this around. It's only about, I hope it's under 8 minutes. That's all I'm going to do. I have to decide between staying plugged in or staying plugged out. Okay. Whoa, I'm already gone too far. Okay. Hi, my name is Dorothy Tapper. I'm the Director of General Assistance for Downers Grove Township. I've been with the township about 3 years. I've been in the General Assistance Department for a year and a half. So it's kind of confusing. General Assistance is the name of the department. It's also the name of a program I run. And if somebody were to say, who is the GA of Downers Grove Township, that's me, so it's one of those multi-purpose words. So the components of the General Assistance Department are general assistance, emergency assistance, and additional assistance. And I'm going to explain all three of these. So I believe in your board packet, we have a board report. Okay. I have some more for the audience. Would you like one?
And it's like this.
Yeah, it's a. I brought extra. Would you mind your- Okay. So, I'm going to explain the board report at the same time that I'm explaining what the General Assistance Department does. So, just so you know, General Assistance and Emergency Assistance Program follow Illinois State Code. They exist only to provide a safety net for those who are experiencing a temporary financial hardship. So, what is the General Assistance Program? You probably heard of the poorhouse. Before the poorhouse, it was headed up by the supervisor. It is a program of last resort, which means that an applicant can only qualify if they're not eligible for any other public benefits. Anybody can apply. Everybody here could apply. Probably nobody would qualify. Townships shall provide general assistance. Shall is a fancy word for must. So it's mandated and governed by Illinois Public State Code, or Public Aid Code. This program provides a monthly grant to a single adult with no income. A small amount of assets are allowable, and those the grant is supposed to cover things like shelter, utilities, personal essentials, and it is overseen directly by the township supervisor. So the qualifications, a recipient must have qualifying financial and non-financial factors. That's my job. I have to play super sleuth. I have to figure out, are they telling me the truth? Are they getting other things? And they fall into one of two categories. A single adult with a pending supplemental security income application, or a disability income application, or a single adult who's seeking employment. Okay, right now, our payment level is set at $439. That is set by the Illinois Department of Human Services. It's always equal or greater than the TANF. It will go up October 1st. Supervisors need only to adopt a new payment level and come to the board meeting and say what we changed it to be recorded in the meetings. It doesn't need to be voted on. So, this is on your board sheet, on your board report. So, this is looking at this fiscal year. March 1st is when Downers Grove Township fiscal year begins, and I printed out the information at the end of day, July 14th. So, we had 4 new clients for general assistance. Those flopped, not all of them. They became previous clients. One of them actually got Social Security and went on their way. I had 2 denials and 2 terminations. So 38 or 39 total transactions. So this number right here, sorry, I'm going to shout as loud as I can. There's an arrow right here, means this money comes out of the Downers Grove Township General Assistance Fund. This is $15,365. If you call the township and say, how much do you guys pay out in general assistance? This is the number you're going to get. However, it's a poor representation of what our department truly does. So, next on your board sheet, there's 2 things. There's a medical, which we don't provide because it's presumptively everybody's eligible for Medicaid. And work program assignments, we don't have that. So, now we move on to emergency assistance. The general assistance township offices may provide emergency assistance. Someone comes to me with a 5-day notice, disconnection notice for utilities, those are considered emergencies. The goal is to assist individuals with obtaining and maintaining self-sufficiency. They hit a hiccup, we try and help them through it. They're only allowed to get it once every 12-month period, once in a 12-month period. So, we do of course have some guidelines for giving away emergency assistance. This is, I know it's very small, it's 2 times the federal poverty level. So for example, family of 3 comes to me, they have a gross income of say $4,000, the max is $43,000. They're eligible for $650 of income. They need $500 to finish up their rent for July. Those are my favorite clients. They bring paperwork, I send a paycheck or a check to their landlord. So, this is the same fiscal year, March 1st, July 14th. I had 12 applicants, 4 denials, and a total of 16 for a number of 6875. And you notice the arrow is there? That money also comes out of the township fund. So, this is where I spend a lot of my time in additional assistance, okay? We provide LIHEAP applications here. It's processed through DuPage County. It's a state-run program, done through the county, done through me. I upload an application, DuPage County reviews it, then they put a credit onto NICOR and ComEd for the client. I can't begin to estimate how much we've helped people because they get anywhere between $120 and $700, depending on how many utilities, whatever the algorithm is for their income and their household size. So as of July 15th, we had processed 333 applications since October 1st, not since March 1st. Okay. I am also a Salvation Army representative. Downers Grove Township is not. I'm trained by the Salvation Army, and I can do more assistance for clients in 60515 and 60516. I do it for everybody who comes to me. I also can run these energy assistant program, for NICOR and ComEd. So that does take a lot of my time. The reason I would use Salvation Army, somebody comes to me, they owe $1,500, they had car repairs, they can't pay their rent this month. We used our income levels. Salvation Army doesn't have those. Their policy is to do the most good possible. So I can actually come up with our money and $600 from Salvation Army to really help people out. It really packs a big punch. We also have gift cards in the office. People come in, I make them give me a reason. Why do you need a gas card? They all say they got job interviews. So we have gas cards from the Township and from Love's Christian Connection Center. They just changed my name. We have Jewel cards, we have Walmart cards. People come in, ask for one. I'm a pretty soft touch there. Okay, so here's the additional assistance. When you look at your board report, they're all mixed up because they're done alphabetically. So I've separated them into what we pay for and what we don't. So in between the gas cards, and we give out light bulbs, and we bought a train ticket for someone, that was close to $1,500 of help assistance. So then this is, you'll notice there's no arrow on this one, because this does not come out. And these are all of the programs that I run, Love's Christian Clearinghouse, Connection Center, for their gas cards, all of the Salvation Army programs for a total of $14,835.37. So, I'm going to try to take this out. So I just want to take a look at this right here. Here are all my arrows. Here's our general assistance program, our emergency assistance program, the additional assistance program through the township. So we paid out $23,743.28 in the last 5 months. With my additional assistance of $14,000, this is how much assistance we have provided to households in Downers Grove Township for the first 5 months of our fiscal year. And then you got all these little things down. Don't pay any attention to them. They're just little marks I make when I am taking notes on clients. Okay? So, any questions or comments
From the board?
from the board? Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. I have some really amazing resources if you'd like them, but I'll just put them in there.
Sounds great. Thank you, Dorothy. So as you can see, we do a lot to help people in the area of assistance. Next month, I have invited the Fish Food Pantry and the Garden Works Project to come and tell us about what they do on our property for the food insecure. And I think you will also find that fascinating. So the rest of my report is on my phone. Since the last meeting, we have welcomed our new operations and communications manager, Maria Sanchez, and she jumped right in. Last month you met Katie Barrett over there, who also jumped right in, and they make a great addition to our team. We have a great team of problem solvers and people who are passionate about getting things done. And it is a pleasure to come in every day and work with them and find out what their ideas are and how we can serve the public better. And we always have a lot of activity and special groups. And one of the things that is on the table over there is just a quick graphic description of some of the things that have happened during the month of June, really. And some of it, actually, the assistance section is fiscal year to date. But in June, there were 65 senior activities that served 988 people. Passports had 31 new applications, 18 renewals, 62 calls were received, 22 calls were made. And then there are all the other things that we do out of the office, like the medical lending closet, Pace Dial Ride, the RTA discount passes, voter registration notary services, and all of those take time. I don't think that we have been keeping counts of how many people we serve on all those things, but we are busy over there all of the time. Some of the other things that have happened during the past month are we're in charge of mosquito control in the unincorporated areas, and so Clark was out and did spraying right before the 4th of July, partly at the request of residents, but partly Clark monitors the mosquito population, the mosquito larva population, and it's a very fascinating topic to learn about all they do, and they try and coordinate with all the municipalities around that they also serve, so that everybody is getting taken care of at about the same time to control the population. The cemetery fence is started. It might be finished, but they didn't call me today. Weather got in the way and their truck broke down, and so the posts are in, but they did not finish fencing it in yet, but that should be coming up soon. Another adventure we had this past week was learning about a canoe launch on the Des Plaines River, and Katie's laughing because she got to take care of a lot of it. We got a complaint from somebody who goes to the canoe launch, and there's a lot of debris there from her partying. There are people out there just having a good old time and getting drunk and making a mess and making fires and stuff like that. And it took quite a while to track down who actually is responsible for that area. And it looks at this moment like it is the highway department because it's at the end of a township road. But according to Dan Hebreer, the president of the Forest Preserve, he believes that the Illinois Conservation Police are also responsible for monitoring that area. So we're closing in on that. I think the highway department is going to go over there and clean it up. But it will be done, and it's just another one of those things that was an adventure because nobody knew who owned that area. We're launching a website survey, and there's a QR code over there if you'd like to participate on it. We want people to go in and test out certain things on the website and see if they can find things and give us feedback on that. I also have discovered a couple of grant applications that were submitted to the state of Illinois in 2021 that have not been followed up on. And the grant administrator person from the DCEO has been contacting me every 2 weeks and has probably been contacting somebody for every 2 weeks for the past 4 years. So those both have to do with building projects, and I am going to follow up and see if we are still eligible for that. Some of the other things that I have been doing in the past month is attending the operations meeting for the fish food pantry. I have met with Jamie Thompson, who works with the Willow Brook Coalition, which is down in School District 180, which is the Burr Ridge School District. And it is a low-income area, and we've been working on some things with a number of people there. I've attended the Burr Ridge Chamber State of the Village meeting. I toured the DuPage Senior Citizens Council offices in Lombard, and they are the ones that provide the Meals on Wheels here, and they also do the community dining twice a week here. So they have a very impressive operation, a lot of volunteers, and they have a handful of paid staff that run the skeleton of the operation, but they do so many wonderful things for the community. I attended the Senior Advisory Committee meetings. I attended a meeting on 708 board referendum training, which that's for a mental health board, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. The Metropolitan Township Association quarterly meeting, I attended that. The Township Official of Illinois, they did a session on budgets last week. I toured the Hansen Center in Burr Ridge, which is operated by the Ray Graham Association and serves people with developmental disabilities. And I did that with other township supervisors. I met with Representative Costa Howard. I will be meeting with all of the township supervisors in DuPage on Wednesday. I have meetings set up with Representative Marty Deuter, one with Mayor Greg Hart, and Senator Curran has an event with the Secretary of State's office scheduled in here for August 15th. Senior activities still bursting at the seams. There's over 200 people a week coming to the senior programs, and they had an ice cream social a couple weeks ago. Senator Susie Bloyak Hilton and Representative Marty Deuter came, and Representative Nicole Laha and Representative Tara Costa Howard and Senator John Curran sent staff members here to just interact with the staff and answer questions if they had any. I have had a request to do a collection, item collection for the Family Shelter Services, which is a domestic violence project, and we don't have a policy on that, so I have approved that. For next month, I hope to come back with a policy so that we have a solid policy for people groups that would like to come in here and collect items, but that fits in with the mission of the other things that we do. Today's agenda items that you'll see in your packet, you've already received your packets, and you've seen in the packet, is permission to sell some surplus items for the highway department, to establish some committees which are possible by law for the township to have, and we haven't had them before. So as committees of the board, they will also be subject to the Open Meetings Act, and we will be posting applications online for people to apply in the coming week or so. But the Youth Services Advisory Committee a mental health committee, and a veteran services advisory committee. And next month, I hope to come back with appointments to those committees. And the appointments to all those committees are under the purview of the supervisor with the advice and consent of the board. Also on the board packet is a survey from Margin of Error, yes. And they are experienced doing surveys for townships. The owner is a Downers Grove Township resident. I did get quotes from 2 other firms as well as his, and I can tell you that the proposal that I'm asking for approval to sign a contract on is for $14,800. The next quote was for $25,000, and the other one was for $31,000 and change. So I believe that it is a good thing for us to do. It will be measuring things, awareness of things that we currently do, such as, I have it in, transportation programs, food support services, financial assistance, community outreach events, and so on. And then it will ask whether people think there is a various serious need, some need or not much need for mental health care for adult and youth, youth enrichment programs, housing assistance and homelessness prevention, substance use and recovery, prevention and recovery, and senior services. And then the last question on this is testing the waters for a 708 mental health board. And I will just read the question. Some people have requested that Downers Grove Township create a local mental health board known as a 708 board. The board would plan and fund services for mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities. Funding would come from a dedicated property tax levy estimated to cost the average homeowner approximately $25 to $35 per year. Knowing this, do you support or oppose establishing a local 708 mental health board in Downers Grove Township? So that is what the survey is about, and it will give us some guidance into what direction the committees may go or not go. We're not having a lot of extra funding for committees right now, but we need to be in the idea generating phase, and particularly with the mental health committee, that will help establish some of the roadmap for when the mental health board is approved. The meeting I went to last week was a citizens group that is getting ready to launch a citizen-driven petition drive for the mental health board. They are aiming to collect 5,000 signatures, 4,000 to 5,000 signatures to get the referendum on the ballot. Then once they get their petition done, that comes back to the clerk, who is the election authority for Downers Grove Township, because the mental health board would be only for Downers Grove Township residents. And then if the petition is in order, it will go on the ballot, and voters can vote to approve or not approve establishing the mental health board. So the goal is to get that on the ballot for November of 2026, but the petitions are available to circulate now, and they are being circulated by some people, and they're organizing a committee. And I think that is So I said, next month I'm gonna bring a policy for donation boxes. I also hope to bring you a policy for facility rentals. So does anybody from the board have any questions on rather lengthy report? Okay. Then we will move on to the next agenda item, which is the assessor report. And Greg was unable to be here today. And I have his report somewhere. He was here today. All right, this is from Assessor Greg Bowles. Good evening, and thank you all for taking the time to attend our Township Board meeting. Unfortunately, I'm unable to join you tonight as I have a prior commitment giving an assessment presentation for the Clarendon Hills community. Fortunately, Supervisor Savage has graciously agreed to report. Here are the key updates regarding the Downers Grove Township assessment. Number one, we have finalized our 2025 assessments and have submitted them to DuPage County on July 1st, 2025 for publication. Two, anticipated time frame for publication by DuPage County is early next month. Once the exact date is known, I will share it. Three, once our assessments are published, our 30-day period will commence. As a reminder, the 30-day period is a window in which residents have an opportunity to decide whether they will appeal their assessment values. It is also the first opportunity my office has to work with residents who may have concerns about how their properties are assessed. If you haven't already signed up for my email list, please do so at dgtownship.com. Go to the Assessor tab and follow the simple directions. Call my office at 630-719-6630 should you have any questions. My team and I look forward to working with our stakeholders during another appeal cycle. So if anybody on the board or anybody else has questions for the assessor, I just leave you this phone number. And you can ask again at the end of the meeting. But I can't answer any other questions than what we're written. Moving on to the next thing, Highway Commission report. Tom is not here and he did not provide me with any. So we will skip that until next month. Old business. I don't have any old business. Does anybody have any old business? I don't think so. So new business. We have 3 resolutions. So I would entertain a motion for Resolution 2025-0721-1, the sale of surplus property.
So moved.
Rick Frill moved.
Seconded.
Michelle Moreno seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Supervisor Savage.
Yes.
Trustee Zerba.
Yes.
Trustee Moreno.
Yes.
Trustee Soul.
Yes.
Trustee Friel.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have Resolution 2025-0721-2, and that is a resolution on creating advisory committees. Is there a motion to approve? Michelle Moreno moves. Kevin Zerba seconds. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Savage.
Yes.
Trustee Zerba.
Yes.
Trustee Moreno.
Yes.
Trustee Soul.
Yes.
Trustee Friel.
Yes.
All right. And next, we have Resolution 2025-0721-3, an agreement with Margin of Error Research, LLC, for a public opinion survey. Is there a motion?
I will move approval of resolution 2025-0721-3, an agreement with Margin of Error Research.
Second?
I don't have mine. We don't have that one on that. So,
Oh,
Margin of Error Research.
great.
well, we're just adding it.
No, because there is not another one. So there's a motion to approve the agreement with Margin of Error. Is there a second?
Second.
Rick Friel seconds. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Savage,
Yes?
trustee Zerba,
Yes.
trustee Moreno,
Yes.
trustee Sol,
Yes.
trustee Friel.
Yes.
Okay. Just as a matter of explanation, the confusion is there was another resolution that was scratched for now. And so it was not on the official agenda that was posted. Or it shouldn't have been. Okay. So that's it for the motion. Okay. Next, we do not have a closed session tonight, and so we will move on to trustee comments and discussion. Do any of the trustees have any comments they'd like to make?
Quick question. The funds that we receive for the sales of the equipment, where will the funds be allocated to when we receive it?
Those are in the highway department,
Okay.
so it goes into the highway department budget, probably into their capital budget line. But the only thing we have, responsibility we have with the road department is that we approve their budget
Okay.
and we audit their bills. But when they make the decision, it's their decision within their budget that the board approves. So, but that was a good question. Others?
Do you know offhand the age of the equipment, the three pieces? The average age or
Taking a resolution.
it seemed like they were all quite
They are old, and one of them is non-functioning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
2008, 1987, and 1994.
That was.
and they're all transportation based, so basically.
Yeah, so item 1 is a snowplow. Oh, it's a vehicle, unoperable vehicle, including snowplow. Item 2 is an equipment trailer in inoperable condition. And item 3 is a 1994 Pelican street sweeper in inoperable condition. So the thing is, if they're not able to sell them on the government surplus website, then they can be disposed of. Is that correct, John?
Yes.
I just want to clarify, you did not say inoperable condition, you said unoperable condition for all three, correct?
Yeah, well, it says inoperable,
Oh, okay.
but it means they are
They don't
not,
work.
they are not operable, they are inoperable. Good question. Trustee comments?
I just want to comment on Dorothy's presentation. I think it's a great value add that the township offers to be able to assist people that are in need. Not a lot of people know that those services are out there until they actually need them. So it's a wonderful value add.
And I will comment that Dorothy is on the phone or meeting with somebody almost all the time, because she's right next to you, and I can also see her little phone light up. So she works very hard at that. The payments, so when we audit checks and other payments, we do not audit the general assistance ones because we are required to pay them if the people qualify for that assistance. And so that budget is at the sole discretion of the supervisor. And I did also approve an expenditure for a bus to the Hinsdale South Back to School Bash that comes from the claim at Hinsdale Lake Complex, which is in the Willowbrook Coalition area. But a lot of people down there don't have transportation, so the kids would not be able to get to the Back to School Bash at Hinsdale South unless they walked up 2 miles up Clarendon Hills Road with no sidewalks. So we are using some general assistance money to pay for that bus.
And I'd just like to say, the amount of knowledge is very impressive. The things that she does above and beyond reflects very well on the township.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Did Carol turn on? Sounded like it. Testing.
I was just commenting on the amount of her experience and the things that she does above and beyond that speaks very well for the township.
And I wanted to start off with that presentation because people may remember the patch article that kind of did not give the full picture of what general assistance services does. And some of us kind of contributed to highlighting that particular article, and as you can see, that it does not give a full picture of what that individual does. So, any other trustee comments, discussion? All right, they're all good, but yeah, I wanted to add that section to the agenda so that if you guys had things you wanted to discuss, we could discuss that. So at this time, is there any other new business that wasn't on the agenda which we cannot, actually off on the business. We couldn't vote on it anyway. So with that, could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Michelle moved. Carol seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
I
Aye. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take our survey over there.